Beneath Alaska's icy land may lie a secret so profound it could rewrite history itself. Rumors swirl of a classified military project linked to aliens and a mysterious black pyramid. Join us as we explore this Alaskan black pyramid and the story of the whistleblower who revealed its secrets, discovery, and disappearing news report. In 1992, an underground nuclear test in China sent shockwaves rippling through the fabric of our planet. Seismic sensors as far away as Alaska detected the reverberations, and in analyzing the data, scientists stumbled upon something astonishing. An imprint, unmistakably geometric and mammoth in scale, lay thousands of feet below the rugged Alaskan tundra. Further analysis confirmed the presence of a colossal pyramid, much larger than any known in Egypt. A structure of such magnitude should not exist under the icy expanse, yet there it was, raising thousands of questions in the minds of inquiring individuals. How was it built? When? By whom? For what purpose? Efforts commenced to access and study the subterranean site. Tunnels and elevator shafts were excavated, opening a passageway to a relic of seemingly impossible origins. Before long, the extraordinary revelation entered public awareness when Channel 13 news anchor, Wendy Rieger, dedicated a segment to the discovery. She described the perfection of the pyramid's dimensions, and the researchers were now able to access its depths. But just as quickly as word got out, the story was plucked from record and memory. Army officer Douglas A. Muchler witnessed the broadcast firsthand in his room, but upon returning to document it, he found no trace remaining. All evidence related to the pyramid discovery had simply vanished. Seeking answers, Muchler paid a visit to Channel 13 the following day, but the station manager insisted that no such report had ever aired. Mystified but undeterred, Muchler continued his search for the truth. It was not until an engineer pulled him aside that the chilling reality became clear. Shortly after the broadcast, two unknown men arrived to confiscate any recordings of the segment. No copies were permitted to leave, no words were permitted to spread. Despite the monumental nature of the discovery, all records were intended to disappear without a whisper. But why? What were they trying to hide? As Muchler pressed for clues, it seemed a coordinated effort was underway to erase all traces of the Alaskan pyramid, as though it were merely a myth. But myths do not appear on seismographs. Myths do not require rapid suppression. Something tremendous lay beneath the ice, that much was now certain. And somehow, it tied into secrets far larger than one shrouded structure. Muchler's investigation. For Douglas Muchler, an Army counterintelligence officer, that fleeting news segment was a catalyst that ignited an insatiable desire to illuminate the obscure. Having witnessed the broadcast himself, he knew the colossal pyramid under Alaska was real, despite the ongoing efforts to pretend otherwise. In the military, secrecy was part and parcel, but the sheer scale of this cover-up suggested high-level machinations. What were they trying to hide? Throughout his career, Muchler had noticed an area on official maps of Alaska's rugged interior that was left conspicuously empty. Now it seemed plausible that the void was meant to conceal the buried edifice revealed by the Chinese detonation. Neutralizing his discovery of the news report was likely intended to contain knowledge of the site within classified circles. But some truths cannot be easily silenced. Quietly yet tactfully maneuvering within the military's protocol, Muchler launched his own personal investigation, hoping to illuminate the pyramid enigma shrouded in obscurity. He delved into classified records, seeking clues until two unknown officials arrived to confiscate the documents, abruptly halting his progress. It seemed the tendrils of secrecy ran deeper than anticipated. Years passed without tangible breakthroughs, yet Muchler's determination only grew. The revelation was too monumental to be simply boxed away in some classified archive, the implications too profound. He realized that powerful entities were intent on burying the truth, but the truth had a way of lingering like a silent ghost. Eventually, in spite of all obstacles, Muchler knew the time had come to bring the story into the light. Reaching out to investigative journalist Linda Molton Howe, their combined research broke the silence, triggering a cascade of revelations from others, also carrying fragments of the mystery. With each discovered piece, The tapestry woven revealed a riddle challenging accepted histories and provoking profound inquiry into humanity's capabilities. For in the Alaskan ice, it seemed a secret lingered promising to reshape understanding of both our past and future should it ever be unearthed. Linda Moulton Howe's Inquiry. Linda Moulton Howe, an investigative journalist and author renowned for her dedication to exploring the unexplained, found her curiosities piqued by a peculiar email from Douglas A. Muchler. He relayed a contention that the United States government was harboring a massive pyramidal structure deep within the Alaskan interior. Given her reputation for tackling head-on issues dismissed by others, Howe was no stranger to extraordinary claims. But this one seemed different, substantial. The source was reputable, and there was a conviction in his words that resonated. Sensing sincerity, she replied requesting more information. As Muchler detailed his experiences, Howe's mind began churning. Stories of mystery structures scattered worldwide had trickled in for years with scattered eyewitness accounts, and declassified CIA documents occasionally adding credibility. But a secret pyramid purportedly dwarfing the Great Pyramid of Giza right below U.S. territory was another matter entirely. She needed to know more. Howe kicked her investigative machinery into high gear. Surfacing valid insights required diligence and scrutiny, separating fact from fiction. Records were reviewed, prominent seismologists consulted, and field experts reached out to. As she delved deeper, tantalizing clues emerged hinting at a decades-long campaign of obscurity surrounding the Alaskan enigma. Accounts from military whistleblowers began surfacing, each one adding a new fragment to the puzzle. It became clear that a profound revelation was being suppressed, but the true implications remained just out of grasp. All signs pointed to an ancient structure engineered with capabilities rivaling, perhaps surpassing, today's technology. What this meant for humanity's past and future was a monumental question, one worth pursuing however daunting the obstacles. For Howe, there was no turning back. The drive to expose the truth guided her path even through the intentionally constructed maze of dead ends and denials. She remained fixed on the ultimate goal, bringing the secrets of the Alaskan pyramid into the light for all. Whistleblower Accounts. As journalist Linda Moulton Howe delved deeper into the mystery of the Alaskan pyramid, obscured truths began rising to the surface through an unexpected source: whistleblowers. Intrigued by Douglas Muchler's account of the covertly buried structure, Howe's inquiries sent ripples through hidden circles. Former military personnel, scientists, engineers, and civilians privy to classified details started subtly coming forward. They spoke off the record or under pseudonyms, but hinted at an unnerving consensus. The pyramid was very real despite official denials. According to an anonymous tip, the enigmatic structure was capable of producing tremendous energy, enough to power Alaska and parts of Canada. But its inner workings and origin remained an enigma. A secretive team had been assembled in the 1960s to study the technology, but no breakthroughs were made. All they could determine was that the pyramid was ancient beyond measure, engineered using principles that defied contemporary science. As more fragmented accounts emerged, a discernible mosaic took shape, suggesting a decades-long government effort to conceal the buried behemoth. Radar technicians described strange disruptions in tracking systems near the pyramid's location. Geological surveyors noted classified areas closely guarded by military personnel. Those who probed too deeply faced strict warnings to never speak of the unusual readings or risk severe consequences. Yet for some, the desire for truth outweighed the fear of reprisal. A retired Navy captain came forward about a powerful electromagnetic anomaly near Lake Minchumina that continually disrupted his base's radar systems and communications. He suspected the source was the pyramid, and after China's nuclear test proved his theory correct, he reported it up the chain of command. Their response was swift and chilling: immediately cease any investigation or face court-martial. As Howe pieced together the accounts, a compelling tapestry revealed itself: one of the classified projects, scientific anomalies, and technological capabilities beyond modern understanding. The Alaskan pyramid was starting to cast its enigmatic shadow into the light. Experience at the pyramid site. Of all the accounts Linda Moulton Howe uncovered in her dedicated quest for answers, None proved more revelatory than Bruce Pearson's retelling of his father's direct encounter with the Alaskan pyramid in 1978. Bruce Pearson's father, whom he refrained from naming, had previously served in the Navy during World War II. In 1978, he settled in Alaska after taking a teaching job. There, he befriended a pilot who had also served in the Navy during the war. One day, the pilot offered him an opportunity to earn some extra money, a quick flight to deliver supplies to a research site near Mount Hayes. The large payment for such a short trip elevated Pearson's suspicions, but he agreed nonetheless. During the flight, his friend revealed the true destination, an ancient underground pyramid first detected in the 1960s. The structure was carved from a glossy black stone and extended from 150 feet to 750 feet beneath the surface. It hummed with a tremendous energy whose source and purpose remained unknown. As they neared the coordinates, the helicopter's instruments wildly malfunctioned. The compass spun erratically while radar and other systems failed, forcing them to manually fly and land. Upon landing, Pearson saw they were delivering 3 finely machined metal cases. Guards outfitted in black with no insignia directed the unloading. An ominous escort plane circled overhead throughout the procedure. One detail in particular stuck with Pearson. The guards wielded unusually sophisticated particle beam weapons. This advanced technology, combined with the pyramid's inexplicable energy field, left him convinced the United States was harboring scientific secrets far exceeding known capabilities. But the pursuit of those secrets came with great risk, as the pilot's grave tone made clear. Some truths were not meant to reach the light of day. Remote viewers' impressions of the pyramid. In 1996, an unexpected voice entered the fray. A remote viewer who claimed to have clairvoyantly witnessed the interior of the Alaskan pyramid during a session. Though unproven to skeptics, remote viewing has attracted significant government interest over the decades. This particular viewer, a woman who preferred anonymity, vividly described her experience to Linda Molton. She sensed a group being led through the structure by a tall humanoid figure with unusual eyes. Using an elevator, they descended 150 feet underground into a vast room filled with computers and flashing lights. A sizable window overlooked the interior of the pyramid, revealing crisscrossing metal beams comprising the walls and apex. Through the window, she observed a brilliant blue-white light pulsing rhythmically within the pyramid's core. Her intuition perceived this as the energy source empowering the entire edifice. However, the true purpose behind the pyramid's power and construction evaded her. Try as she might, the origins and architects behind the anachronistic site defied coherent explanation. But hints flickered at the edges of perception. Fleeting sensations of advanced technologies mingling with vague glimpses of beings from distant star systems. She sensed this immense structure was merely one node in an interconnected system spanning the Earth, and perhaps even other worlds. As for its present occupants, their agendas and goals were as cryptic as the ebony walls encasing them. Yet despite unanswered questions, the viewer walked away convinced of one thing. Untapped potentials from eons past still lingered in the darkness. The right mind could undoubtedly unlock revelatory wisdom and capabilities from such ancient works. But the custodians of this pyramid would not readily welcome such interlopers. A naive explorer might gain more than answers within those silent halls, hints of advanced ancient civilizations. While the origins of the Alaskan pyramid remain shrouded in mystery, archaeological discoveries throughout Alaska hint at the presence of astonishingly advanced human civilizations spanning back thousands of years before recorded history. From buried artifacts to intricate carvings and tools, a picture has slowly emerged of native cultures possessing engineering expertise and artistic skills far surpassing expectations. Were they part of forgotten peoples who sculpted the landscape through monumental works, such as the Black Pyramid? The evidence compels consideration. In gullies along Alaska's petroglyph beach, primitive art etched into stone tells of a culture rich in lore and ritual. Yet estimated to be over 6,000 years old, the technical execution indicates remarkable sophistication. Similar sites found across Alaska reveal a shared symbolic language expressed through art and artifacts bearing striking geometric patterns. Stone oil lamps discovered on islands in the Aleutian chain date back over 9,000 years and perfectly align with the summer solstice, showing advanced astronomical knowledge. Other excavations have uncovered exquisitely crafted arrowheads, fishing hooks, and harpoons dating over 10,000 years old, fabricated from obsidian with precision and artistry. Most stunning are the burial mounds dotting Alaska's tundra containing remains of infants dating over 11,500 years old. Sophisticated grass-woven mats and expertly knapped stone spear points adorn these graves, pointing to a widespread culture adept in survival technologies and spiritually driven funerary practices. While native Alaskan tribes such as the Inuit are known for their rich oral histories, most anthropologists agree that a discrepancy exists between the modest tools and livelihoods of these documented tribes and the obvious sophistication of the unearthed relics. The evidence paints a portrait of an as-yet unnamed civilization, or civilizations, possessing capabilities vastly exceeding what history records. Might there be a forgotten link between the ancient architects behind the advanced arrowheads, astronomical structures, and burial mounds, and the builders of the perfectly geometrical Black Pyramid? It's conceivable that all trace of this progenitor culture was lost, save for the occasional artifact. If so, the implications are profound, forcing a complete reimagining of human history in the Americas and Alaska's role as holder of secrets from the dawn of civilization. Now it's time for today's subscriber pick. Something has emerged in Alaska, and the US government is panicking. Mysterious pyramids dot our globe, from the ocean depths of Japan's Yonaguni Monument to the jungles of Mexico. Certainly the most famous is Egypt's Giza pyramids that has captured the imagination for ages. Their perplexing precision, confounding construction, and cryptic purpose stir wonder and debate among historians to this day. But the most mysteries and well-kept secrets lie in Alaska's Black Pyramid. Legends swirl around this ominous structure. Reports claim its ties to aliens, unexplained phenomena, and UFO sightings that may reveal we are not alone. Some whistleblowers even claim the area is a hotbed of UFO activity, with repeated sightings of unidentified flying objects hovering around the pyramid or emerging from its dark depths. But the area is closely guarded by the US government, and they try their best to cut off the spread of the information. What do you think of Alaska's pyramid and the idea that intelligent life likely exists out among countless stars? Let us know your theories in the comments below. Theorized capabilities and purpose of the pyramid. While the true origins and intent behind the construction of the Alaskan pyramid remain uncertain, piecing together accounts from scientists, military insiders, and whistleblowers has allowed some theories to emerge regarding the possible capabilities and purpose of this enigmatic structure. The pyramid's reported dimensions of over 1,000 feet tall would dwarf the Great Pyramid of Giza at under 500 feet. Engineers estimate that building it would require over 2.8 million interlocking blocks weighing at least 30 tons each. The intricacy and precision of the masonry far exceed any known historical culture. Beyond its physical enormity, the structure's construction materials and power source are reportedly nothing short of otherworldly. Accounts describe the pyramid as being carved from a kind of seamless black stone not found in nature. It hums with colossal energy stored and amplified within its core. Those studying it attribute the power output in the megawatt range, enough to supply electricity for entire nations indefinitely. While the true origins, builders, and intent behind the pyramid remain mysterious, the implications of such technology are obvious. With modern civilization still dependent on fossil fuels and nuclear fission, a clean energy source of that magnitude could radically transform global society if harnessed. Of course, the question remains if energy generation was the builder's goal. Other theories speculate the pyramid could have served as an astronomical observatory, a consciousness-altering temple, a means of mass mind control, a communication device with extraterrestrials, or some other function modern archaeology cannot yet fathom. Ultimately, unraveling the many secrets of the Alaskan pyramid may not happen in a single revelation, but gradually as new evidence comes to light. For now, we can only deduce bits and pieces, that it represents engineering capabilities beyond any known early society, and that it holds the potential to either uplift humanity to new heights or utterly destroy modern life if mishandled. The future no doubt holds more clues, if we have the courage to unravel them. Speculation on the pyramid's possible origins. The true origins of the magnificently engineered Alaskan pyramid remain debated, giving rise to numerous radical theories spanning the plausibility spectrum. Mainstream archaeology contends ancient human civilizations simply lacked the technology and resources for such construction, opting to reject the notion outright. However, the obvious sophistication leaves some experts allowing for the remote possibility of an as-yet unknown early culture predating recorded history. Maybe Antarctica's ice sheets once housed sprawling continents holding now vanished peoples far more advanced than previously conceived. Others posit the pyramid builders may have represented survivors from the legendary lost continent of Atlantis, refugees from some forgotten cataclysm possessing profound technical and scientific knowledge. Some occult circles take this further, proposing the pyramid is evidence of counter-Earth, a hypothetical body sometimes associated with Atlantis said to share Earth's orbit but remain hidden. Then there are those intrigued by the idea of extraterrestrial involvement. Could the pyramid have been engineered by alien visitors in eons past for inscrutable purposes? While no concrete evidence supports this, the remote viewer's impressions do depict non-human entities within the pyramid. Some note that among native Alaskan cultures, oral traditions refer to ancient interactions with star people. For now, the facts surrounding the origins and builders of the Alaskan pyramid are so scant that speculation runs rampant. But as archaeology evolves and more subsurface structures like this are unearthed worldwide, patterns may emerge revealing hidden links to lost human civilizations, phenomena beyond Earth, or something in between. For those so inclined, the mystery invites exploration into the limitless possibilities of who or what came before us, as well as how much more remains undiscovered. The answers, when they come, promise to be staggering. Alaska's strategic military importance. Alaska, amid its rugged beauty and abundance of natural resources, has long held uniquely vital strategic importance for United States defense, intelligence, and military operations. Its proximity to foreign nations across the Bering Sea, massive coastline, and remoteness made Alaska a pivotal theater dating back to World War II. With tens of thousands of miles of coast, a finite number of transport routes, and proximity to the Soviet Union, Alaska was vulnerable to invasion by sea and air during the war. Military strategists recognized that protecting Alaska was imperative to prevent foreign forces from gaining an invasion foothold on American soil. Troop levels in Alaska climbed sixfold after Japan's 1942 invasion of two Aleutian Islands. After World War II, with the Cold War's chill setting in, Alaska took on heightened significance as a base for covert U.S. intelligence gathering and monitoring Soviet nuclear capabilities. Its proximity to communist territory enabled reconnaissance flights, signals monitoring, and early radar warning of impending attacks. Alaska's geography also allowed missiles and warplanes to reach strategic communist targets within minutes. By the late 1950s, with Soviet long-range bombers and ICBMs poised to threaten North America, advanced radar networks were rapidly constructed to provide maximum early warning. The distant early warning line, spanning the 69th parallel from Alaska to Greenland, was Alaska's primary radar defense against bombers. The ballistic missile early warning system, meanwhile, could detect ICBM launches. Alaska's remote wilderness also made it attractive real estate for covert facilities and classified projects operated by agencies such as the CIA, NSA, and military intelligence. The Pentagon funded construction of concealed installations supporting intelligence gathering, cryptography, missile testing, scientific research, and other initiatives kept tightly under wraps. Few locations on Earth offered what Alaska could for strategic military imperatives during the 20th century Cold War era. Its proximity to foreign threats, abundance of remote territory, and tactical value for intelligence and defense made the state critical for maintaining U.S. security. With the secretive pyramid compound presumably discovered somewhere within its vast, unfenced wilderness, it is little wonder that revelations about such a strategically important site would be kept under tight wraps even decades later. The distant early warning line. Constructed during the height of the Cold War in the 1950s, the distant early warning line, also known as the DEW line, was an elaborate network of state-of-the-art radar stations spanning the 69th parallel across the remote northern stretches of Alaska and Canada. This system of early warning radar served as the first line of defense against Soviet bomber and missile attacks on North America. The origins of the DW line can be traced back to 1953, when President Eisenhower approved the construction of an advanced radar early warning system to defend against the growing Soviet nuclear threat. The DW line was ambitious in scope. At its peak, over 50 radar installations helped map all air traffic approaching North American airspace from the north. The radar data was fed to NORAD command centers via telephone and teletype, cueing interceptor aircraft in case of an attack. 15 DW stations were constructed in Alaska to maximize radar coverage across the state's airspace. Interestingly, some of the more remote DW line sites in Alaska were located near the location of the hidden Alaskan pyramid, based on the accounts of military personnel and other witnesses. The secrecy and seclusion of DW line stations, with screened personnel and highly restricted access, would have made them ideal bases to stage any clandestine operations related to investigating the mysterious underground structure. Personnel at DU line facilities did report experiencing unusual phenomena like electromagnetic disturbances and equipment malfunctions, which in hindsight may have been related to the pyramid's presence nearby and its powerful energy field. However, in public reports, they were said to be technical glitches and were not further investigated. The DU line's secrecy and seclusion also made its stations ideal sites for covert projects, including classified research. Personnel were closely screened, and entire areas were cordoned off from visits by even high-ranking officials, adding credence to stories of Alaskan pyramid-related operations shrouded in secrecy and selective access. The DW line embodied the remoteness and security imperative for the most sensitive U.S. military intelligence initiatives during the Cold War, including, perhaps, investigation of the cryptic underground edifice eventually proven to be buried deep in Alaska's unforgiving landscape. Government cover-up. Something has emerged in Alaska, and the U.S. government is panicking. Secrecy has shrouded the existence of the Alaskan pyramid from the moment of its discovery. All reported evidence suggests a pattern of repeated efforts by authorities to suppress its revelations and conceal all traces of the enigmatic structure. But unanswered questions linger as to the true motivations and extent of this alleged information suppression. Initial eyewitness accounts describe the immediate confiscation of news footage and recordings related to the pyramid's revelation after the 1992 Chinese nuclear tests. Direct witnesses to the broadcasts were firmly told no such reports existed. Military records referencing the structure were promptly seized from Douglas A. Muchler when reviewed. Geologists and pilots probing pyramid rumors faced strict gag orders with harsh penalties. In subsequent years, a series of accounts surfaced that corroborated not just the pyramid's existence, but the government's desire to conceal it. Military personnel disclosed classified operations in Alaska involving pyramid investigations and unexplained phenomena. By piecing together the fragments, a compelling mosaic emerges, one of covert means to maintain ignorance of the Alaskan enigma. The institutional culture of government secrecy and suppression of information, as evidenced in other cases like Area 51, lends credibility to accounts of similar efforts regarding the Alaskan pyramid. The U.S. government has been accused of hiding evidence and restricting access to sites associated with unexplained phenomena. This historical precedent makes the allegations of covering up the Alaskan pyramid's existence seem more plausible. But why engage in such pervasive suppression? The magnitude and advanced nature of the pyramid suggest technology or knowledge beyond ordinary reality, something revolutionary yet perhaps dangerous in the wrong hands. An extraterrestrial connection, if proven true, could also necessitate an ironclad cover-up. More prosaic motivations may also be at play, like protecting oil interests by concealing the energy potential, or simply institutional inertia against revelations that could rewrite accepted history. The accounts defy easy explanations, but clearly point to profound secrets harbored in Alaska's uncharted depths, and an intentional campaign to obscure the truth stretching back decades. The real reasons and implications can only be guessed at, but the pyramid's existence now seems beyond dispute, despite the fog of misdirection attempting to conceal it. Each layer peeled back only reveals deeper enigmas awaiting exploration by daring minds undeterred by the obscurities intended to thwart their quest. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.